But again, the group of people who end up losing in the end are the Republicans.
And how about the new rationale for the shutdown? We heard a few times yesterday from the president. It was an educational exercise. We shut down the government for 35 days and kept paychecks away from federal employees because I wanted to educate people about the problem at the border. Now they understand it, and now they'll be on my side. Unfortunately for him, the polls showed just the opposite. He was tweeting about, I think, 13 times yesterday before noon. He wrote, "A wall is a wall." More troops being sent to the southern border. The wall is getting done one way or another. Warning of large caravans and, quote, all the evidence, proof, and caravans coming. The president also tweeted 3 separate caravans marching to our border. The numbers are tremendous. To which Congressman Eric Swalwell, a Democrat, responded, "These caravans, do you see them in the room with you right now?"
Oh, my God.
Donnie, it appears the president has learned exactly nothing from the 35 days of the shutdown. He thinks it worked for him.
You know, you listen to him this morning, and it's so easy to normalize this insanity. I mean, if we just step back, and when this was not President Trump, this was somebody else, and in one fell swoop said, I had to educate people about this problem, so that's why I had to do this, where in effect we know statistically it's the opposite, that it's a 20-year low for immigration, that there are no prayer rugs there are no duct-taped women there. And then at the same time saying Nancy Pelosi is going to beg for a wall. This came out of his mouth. Nancy Pelosi is going to beg for this wall. This is the same day when we get to this later that he completely contradicts his intelligence heads on North Korea, on ISIS, and the Senate rebukes him on Afghanistan and Syria and aid for Saudi Arabia and their war to Yemen. He's in an alternate reality. He's insane. I mean, we laugh about it because it is so unsettling, but if we were objective from this and we had not lived through 25 months of it, you would say, I'm not overstating these, sir, he's out of his mind. I mean, he's literally out of his mind, and it's unhinged. It's absurd.
Yeah. So, River now.
Really
so you, like Donnie, like Mika, like myself, we've all known Donald Trump for a long time. You've probably known him longer than most of us. I mean, do you recognize the guy, even if there were things about him before that you found abhorrent? Do you recognize the guy that you knew for 20 years, sitting in these pictures, rambling around, talking in circles? It makes no sense. He just got handed the worst political defeat that any Republican president's been handed since Watergate. And then he does this shutdown, which destroys his poll numbers even more. And here he is again, just going in this bizarre loop.
No, he's actually deteriorated because we always knew he was a salesman and he would, as Michael Bloomberg said, play the con man most of his career. But now you have gotten to where he's bizarre. To actually, when the Republicans are trying to blame the Democrats for the shutdown, he snatched his ownership back yesterday by saying, no, I did it so we could teach the American public the issue. So the whole argument that this was the Democrats being inflexible caused the shutdown, he just ripped up in shreds, which he would have read better than that 20 years ago. But the second part is the insensitivity. When he would meet with us, he would feign like he cared or feigned like he had some kind of sensitivity. To say I reset the table when he literally took food off of federal workers' tables is really adding insult to injury here. I can't believe he'd even discuss a table when you're talking about federal workers that were literally out pawning their valuables so they could put food on the table. This is not even a con man's kind of way of operating. This is a man that has lost it.
Yeah, no, I mean, everything he does, John Pedor, it's self-destructive. I mean, he keeps doing things that end up only hurting himself, only hurting the Republican Party, and at some point you do wonder, when do enough Republican senators say, you know what, before our approval rating goes down to 14%, maybe we should go over and have an intervention. But we did actually see that on the Senate floor yesterday. I guess that was a start, speaking out against his insane policies in Syria and Afghanistan.
Okay, so I'm going to make a quick case for what Trump is doing. Not that I'm a supporter of it, but You guys are all talking about the shutdown, and he's moving beyond the shutdown. What he's setting the table for, and what he is talking about setting the table for,